All right, let's pull back the curtain on a term that's everywhere these days, the cloud. In this explainer, we're going to demystify its architecture. We're talking about the master blueprint behind pretty much every digital thing you do, from sending an email to binge watching your favorite show. So let's dive in. I mean, have you ever really stopped to think about it? You snap a photo, and poof, it goes to the cloud. You fire up a movie, and it streams from the cloud. But what is it? Is it some, I don't know, fluffy, magical hard drive floating in the sky? Well, the short answer is not quite. You know, from where we're sitting, on our laptops or our phones, it feels so simple. You just click a button, and it works. But behind that screen, the cloud is actually this incredibly complex and powerful system that was deliberately designed. It's not a fuzzy idea. It's a very specific, very real structure. And that structure is what we call cloud architecture. The best way to think about it is as a complete set of blueprints that lays out exactly how the cloud works, all of its different parts, and how they all connect. So here's the more official definition, and it makes perfect sense, right? Just like a giant skyscraper needs a detailed architectural plan to even stand up, the cloud needs one to work. This plan maps out the whole shebang, the working mechanism, every individual part, and, this is key, its total reliance on the internet to function at all. It's all about intentional design. So how is this blueprint even organized? Well, the most basic, fundamental concept you gotta get is that the entire cloud architecture is split right down the middle into two distinct but totally interconnected halves. Okay, so this diagram here really lays it all out for us. You can see you've got the front end on one side and the back end on the other. They really are two separate worlds, and the bridge that connects them, that's the internet. Everything that happens has to flow across that connection. The best analogy I've ever heard is a restaurant. The front end is the dining room. It's what you, the customer, see and interact with. The menu, the fancy decor, the waiter taking your order. The back end? That's the massive, chaotic, super complex kitchen that you never see. It's got all the chefs, the ovens, the walk-in freezers, all the servers, storage systems, and programs that are actually doing all the work to make your meal. So let's get ourselves a backstage pass and take a little tour of that kitchen. We're going to peek inside the cloud's engine room, the back end, and see the powerful components that make literally everything you do online actually possible. So the back end is built from 5 key building blocks that all have to work together perfectly. You've got the application, which is the software doing the thinking, the service it provides, the storage, where all your stuff lives, management, which keeps it all organized, and of course, security, which protects the whole operation. Let's break them down one by one. First up, the application. You can think of this as the actual brain of the operation. It's the software, the platform, that takes your request and gets you a result. So when you edit a photo online, this is the program in the back end that's applying that filter and saving your changes. Next up is the service. Now, if the application is the brain, the service is the specific job that brain was hired to do. This could be anything, really, from hosting a website to running a huge database, or even giving developers a space to build new apps. It's the core job that the architecture is built to perform. And this one is pretty straightforward: storage. This is the cloud's giant digital warehouse. It's where all of your data, your files, your videos, your documents, is kept safe and sound. And what's wild is that the size of this warehouse can be almost infinitely big, depending on what you need. Now, with all these parts running at once, you need something to coordinate everything. That is the job of the management layer. Think of it like a traffic cop at a busy intersection, or maybe the conductor of an orchestra. Its only job is to allocate resources and make sure the application, the services, and the storage are all playing together nicely. And finally, security. And this is absolutely non-negotiable. Security isn't some extra feature you bolt on at the end. It is baked into the very foundation of the back end. It's what protects everything: the systems, the data, you name it, using tools like virtual firewalls to keep it all safe. Okay, so we've seen all the components, but that still doesn't quite explain the magic, does it? How does the cloud handle millions of people at the same time so efficiently? Well, that brings us to its secret weapon. I mean, really think about this for a second. You have one physical server, one single box of computer hardware. How in the world can that one box be shared by hundreds or even thousands of different users, running totally different applications all at the same time without them all crashing into each other? And the answer is this absolutely brilliant technology called virtualization. Honestly, this is the magic trick that makes the entire modern cloud possible. It's a way to take one powerful physical server and digitally slice it into a bunch of smaller, completely independent virtual machines. It's the ultimate way to do more with less. And what does the slicing, what's the magic knife, so to speak? It's a special piece of software called a hypervisor. You might also hear it called a virtual machine monitor. This is the critical piece that sits on top of the physical hardware and actually creates and manages all of those virtual machines. And the process is just so elegant. First, the hypervisor talks directly to the server's guts, the CPU, the memory, the storage. Then it carves out multiple separate virtual machines on that single piece of hardware. And here is the most important part. It keeps each one of those VMs completely isolated. They are totally unaware that the others even exist. That's how you get this incredible efficiency and security, all from one machine. Okay, so we've talked about the blueprint, the components, the secret tech, but let's get to the bottom line. Why go through all this trouble? Let's connect all this technical stuff back to the real-world benefits this architecture actually gives us. And the payoff for designing things this way is, well, it's massive. It has completely changed how businesses operate. It dramatically reduces their IT costs because they don't have to buy tons of their own servers. It gives them incredible scalability, letting them grow or shrink their computer power in an instant. It provides top-notch security and makes recovering from disasters way easier. All of this offers a level of flexibility and a competitive edge that just wasn't possible before. And for you and me, it means faster apps with less lag time, and it's the engine that enables all the remote work and team collaboration our world now depends on. It's a true game changer. So this elegant and powerful architecture isn't just a diagram in a textbook. It's the invisible foundation of our entire digital lives. It's what's powering our present. And that just leaves us with one really exciting question to think about. What are we going to build with it next?